Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Tonight, Minneapolis police are taking a new approach when responding to neighbor disputes in the city. This comes after the department's controversial handling of a dispute in South Minneapolis that ended up with a man shooting his neighbor.
Now they're teaming up with the NAACP and relying on community groups to step in. Gordon Severson joins us now to explain how this will all work. Gordon?
Yeah, since that shooting happened, there has been a strong focus on these neighbor disputes and what the city can do to intervene. Today, the chief acknowledged police can't deal with these calls alone, so they're partnering with the community to hopefully intervene before these disputes turn violent.
The tragic shooting of Mr. Maturi is just one example of the many situations in Minneapolis where neighbors are not getting along.
When there's a problem in the neighborhood, the first phone call for many is to call the police.
Mr. Maturi called the police several times. He did everything he was supposed to do.
But Minneapolis Police Chief Brian O'Hara says police receive more neighbor dispute complaints than they can handle, about 2,000 calls a year. 45 a week.
This initiative is to create and bring about more options.
That's why police are strengthening their partnership with community groups like the NAACP to have community volunteers and mediators intervene in those neighbor disputes before they turn violent.
You got social workers, you got community crime prevention, you got community engagement, you got the inspectors. There's so many different arms to this.
Community leaders are still working out the fine details of how this partnership will work, but they're hoping to give residents more options to get help.
We knew better, but we still are not doing better.
Meanwhile, the Minneapolis City Council heard from concerned community members demanding change.
The repeated failures in the Sawcheck matter point to multiple issues.
Some are calling for the chief and mayor to step down over the shooting of Davis Maturi after he made several complaints against his neighbor John Sawcheck. Other community members argued the city should wait to make any drastic changes until the internal investigation is complete.
I'm confident that whatever they find in disciplinary actions will be executed by Chief O'Hara and his leadership.
Today, Chief O'Hara said that internal investigation is still ongoing, no timeline for when it will be complete. In the meantime, police and community leaders say residents who are dealing with these neighbor disputes can still call police or one of these groups like the NAACP, and depending on your case, they might send an officer or a mediator to help you out.
All right. Thanks, Gordon.